Okay, somebody remind me next time to stay off of TikTok and to not watch sad videos before my devotionals in my lives, because I had to calm myself down a second. I'm gonna move this a little bit closer. But no, so today I am going to talk about sin, about how giant and how big it can get when we give into it once, when we give into it twice, when we continue to allow it to grow. I was inspired by the K-Love Morning Show, well, Carlos from the K-Love Morning Show. He posted a video about it a couple days ago. Anyways, there we go. Much better, kind of. Jeez. Anyway, but yeah, he was talking about this the other day. But and this verse is actually kind of terrifying. It's in James 1. We're just going to start at James 1, 12 and go through, what is that, 16? I'll just go James 1, 12 through 17. But it says, "Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone." Get that right. God's not the one giving you these thoughts. God's not the one that is giving you these temptations. Okay? Just get that clear. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires. Okay? It's not God that's tempting you. You're tempted by your own desires. They manifest inside. And if you listen to that voice, anyways, you're gonna, but each one, his own desires and enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. Let me say that again. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, aka, remember, that little sin that you're just like, oh, it's no big deal, it's fine, you don't have to worry about it. When that little sin is full grown, when that little sin grows up to be a full grown sin, it brings forth death. Which another verse says, the wages of sin is death. So, we have that one little choice. It manifests as a desire in us. And then it conceives sin if we follow it. And then when that sin becomes full grown and it gets bigger and bigger with each passing time that you choose it, it brings death. Anyway, I know, dramatic and a little intense. But do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. See, God doesn't want to, control you by, putting in all these rules, putting in all these, different things that you can't do, it's no fun. Anyways, he's not doing that. He's not trying to control you. Believe me, he gave you free will to do what you will. And by giving you free will to do what you will, a lot of people choose death. A lot of people choose sin. A lot of people choose to hurt other people through their sin, through their lying, through their adultery, through their murderous ways, through their gluttony, honestly, even. People choose to not only hurt themselves, but they also choose to hurt others through their sin. And, that brings death to your own life. It brings death to other people's lives. And it's not any good. God put these rules or his law into effect to protect you. He put these into effect so that you don't fall to the ways of the devil, so you don't fall into death. Because a life separate from God, it's no life. It's not even life. You're just wandering. You're just getting through each day. You're just going on to the next day. And that's one of the most depressing things. I lived it most of high school. I lived it a lot in my early adulthood. And each day to me now, it feels like a gift. Now that I've turned away from, trying to get validation from the world. Now that I've turned away from trying to seek out people that were no good for me. Now that I've turned away from that, I look forward to each day. Each day feels like a gift. Each day feels like something new that, God can bring to me. It feels amazing. And I absolutely love the journey that I'm on with God right now. I love this 40 days that he told me to go on this journey. Is he testing me though? Believe me, he be testing me. He's really, really, really testing me. Which, when I was reading through this, this is loving God under trials. This is about loving God under trials. And so, reading this, I wanted to put into context. So I'm just let me open up James. Let me go to the beginning of chapter 1. All of it. But it says, profiting from trials. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man oppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all of his ways. We're called to have unwavering faith. We're called to trust in God. We're called to, even when things seem impossible, seek Jesus. But, we're called to not doubt what he's going to do. Believe me, again, God would be testing me right now. He's testing me so much. And, some of these tests is making me want to, pull away a little bit from reading his word, from, sharing his word, from doing all of this, because, it's making, me doubt a little bit. But it's a choice. You can choose to live in that doubt. You can choose to be like, hold up, mind. We control our thoughts. We control what we're listening to. And guess what? I choose not to give into the thoughts of doubt. I choose not to give into the thoughts of, oh, it can't happen. Because God works miracles. I've seen it. I continue to see it. And I will continue to thank him for the miracles that he's promised. I'll continue to thank him for the things that, haven't even happened yet. Because my mind is set on things. It's not set on doubt. It's set on the gratitude and being thankful. But yeah, that is the verses of the day. And I absolutely love it. 3 of the highlights for leadership in James is problem solving. Leaders must maintain perspective with problems. This is for, verses 1 through 8. Relationships. Leaders must love out of a decision, not a reaction. Again, love is a choice. Love is always a choice. That's from 1 through 9. And then the law of addition. The measure of our commitment is action. So, you don't see commitment unless there's action behind those spoken words of commitment. Are you doing what you say? Are you just, as I said yesterday, or not yesterday, but the day before yesterday on my live, are you just talking the talk and not walking the walk? Like, again, the measure of our commitment is action. We have to be walking the walk. We can't just be talking the talk. Can't just be like, oh yes, I believe in the Bible, but I'm not going to do anything of what it says. I'm not going to do none of that. No, you need to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And then James, brother of Jesus, leader of men. Self-discipline. If you can tame the tongue, you can tame anything. If you can learn to hold your tongue and not say things that you want to say, believe me, there's some things in my life where I want to tell people, I'm just like, but not my place. Not my place to say nothing. Not my place. Like, God told me that it's not my place. So I'm just gonna and let God take care of it. It's in his hands. Anyway, problem solving. The reason, results, and remedies for problems. So, James is an awesome book. I'm honestly probably going to be going through the New Testament. I love the Old Testament. I spent so much time reading the Old Testament when I was a kid. And then when I was trying to read the Bible through, always started in the Old Testament, but never got into the New Testament. So, I think I'm going to just start in the New Testament, in this Bible. So, we're going to start with the Gospel, and that's going to be tomorrow. So, yeah. I'll see you guys then. Bye.